Welcome back. We got a new project this morning. We've caught up on about everything else. We got the rice sowed and everything is starting to come up a little bit. I'll show you that in a little while. But it's getting cold here again, and it's going to start getting colder and colder. We got a little bit of a warm day today. It's in the probably 70s today, but the wind's blowing pretty good, so I hope the audio is not terrible. But we got it this morning, and I had figured out the materials I needed to build a pump house cover, because that old stone and stuff right there, it just ain't really getting it. The stone's not big enough. It's actually pressing down on top of my water tank and everything where my pressure switch is, and it bent it down one time and it lost current, and so that's really not going to make do right there for what we got. So what I did is I sat down a few days ago and tried to figure up a price list on materials it would cost to build a wooden pump house cover, kind of like a wish wood kind of thing. Well, things are still high here right on. The lumber's still high, and 4x4s and 2x4s all still kind of high. So I got looking around, and I found on the Lowe's website they had a little metal building. It's only 5x6, which that's about all you need for that right there. So we went to Lowe's this morning and picked up a little building, and if the wind don't blow us away, we're gonna try to put that thing together this afternoon. So this is what we got. It's made by Arrow Storage Products. It's just a little 6x5 metal building. Ain't a whole lot to it, but it don't really need a whole lot to cover this little pump house up. And so we're gonna see how hard it is put together. It's supposed to just snap together. Got just a few screws holding it together. Not supposed to be that hard to do. So we're gonna see if we can get on it and try to get it put together. Side, didn't it? All 400. Well, there it is. It took us all day to get that little thing put together. No bigger than it is. I didn't think it'd take long to put together, but it sure was aggravating. Of course, like everything else, it's all pre-manufactured, and it all fit together pretty good. Of course, I ended up putting a little ding on it right there. That's my fault. But I'll probably knock that out sooner or later. It won't take much to knock it out. But for no more than what we're going to use it for, I think it'd be all right. Like I say, we did end up not having one of these little vent covers, but I'll try to email them and see if they might send us one of those. That's the only thing that was really missing that I could tell. And but other than that, it's a good little old building, I reckon. Seems like it's pretty steady. I was about ready to throw in the towel there at one time because it's getting aggravating. But like I say, for no more than what we're going to do with it, that's it right there. I'm gonna take, and I thought about filling that little hole in right there, and I probably will a little bit. But what I'll probably end up doing is taking the hook of my water hose up right there when I feed the chickens and everything else and water the garden next year. Run that hose out from under the ground right there and come out on this side and put me like a little hose reel cart or something, so that way I can have it over here and come in here and turn the water on, and I think it'll be all right. That's going to keep it warm this winter. And if I need to, I can wrap that with some insulation. If nothing else, I got a heat lamp I can stick in there, and I can plug it in right over there in that little box right there. So I think it's worked out pretty good. Like I said, I don't really know why them guys, when they poured this concrete slab, left my post out to the side like that. But my old rock did good last winter when we were here. And but like I say, it was pushing down on this pressure switch right here. He had pushed it way down to here one time, and when it did, it lost all connection. It didn't let my pump run, and so we didn't have any water. So I actually had to take it off. I had to pull it back up right here, and I leveled it back out. So hopefully it'll be out for a while. But there we go. I think we got her fixed up now, and it's gonna be all right. I can't believe that the door shuts pretty good, because I know that the ground is unlevel right here pretty much. But there she is. I will tell you one thing. If any friends of mine here in the neighborhood say, hey, I like your building right there, and I want to get one for my pump house, I tell you what, I'll be glad to get in the truck, ride with it to the store and get it. But when you come back home, you're putting it together by yourself. Because we started this thing about probably, I don't know, we started about 2 o'clock. And it's right now 5 after 6. Of course, we took us a little water break. But the directions were kind of hard to figure out. But other than that, it worked out pretty good. Just don't get frustrated with it. You'll finally get it together. You can see I kind of did dent one corner, but other than that, I think it's going to do fine for us.
Hey guys, I want to try to chalk paint this cabinet. I've been wanting to do it for a couple of weeks now, and we're just been so busy right lately. We just haven't had a chance to get it done. So the project I want to finish is this cabinet. I actually want to do some chalk paint. I've never done chalk paint before, so this is new to me. So I'm going to try it and see how it turns out. First of all, I've got to sand off this wood filler where we patched up some holes other couple videos before we done this. So now I'm just going to sand this off first before I start painting and get it ready and prepped and ready to paint. Chalk paint sounds like it's very easy. You just kind of put it on. You don't have to prime it. And I'm going to try to talk a little bit louder today. It makes a difference when you're standing by the camera with the mic's kind of close to you. You can hear me a whole lot better because I do have a soft voice and I do talk very low, and I try to talk loud, and sometimes it sounds like I'm screaming, but people can't really hear me. But it's different when you're standing close to your phone and you can actually hear me good. But when you're sitting far away and somebody else has got the camera and they're recording you, my voice don't tend to pick up as loud. So I probably do need to invest in a mic, but I do have a soft-spoken voice, and I'm not really a public speaker, but I try my best to do better, and more people want to hear me talk, and I'm trying. So hopefully this video, my voice will be a little bit louder since I'm kind of here by myself doing it on my own. So we'll see how things go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to try to do is try to sand this cabinet down where this wood filler is at. So I just got a regular little sanding bar that you can use to sand. So as you can see, I've got it kind of sanded down. It's flush. I'm probably going to take a rag and kind of get some of the sanding dust off of it. But it is smooth. It's smooth enough now you can paint. So, we got everything smoothed down where we had the wood putty stuff at. I even got this little hole back here. So we're going to try and see how the chalk paint works. So I am going to try to paint now. And I read on the paint because I've never used Dixie Belle paint before. And it says clean your piece with white lightning, which I didn't have any of that, but I did clean my piece down and wiped everything down. And then it says make sure your piece is dry, and it is dry. And it says use a damp brush tip into your paint and start painting easy pleasy. So my paintbrush, I did damp it, and so it's ready to go. I've got different kinds of paintbrushes to use, different sizes. I'm going to try this size first and see how things go. I don't know how good it's going to do. Never tried this before, so we'll see how things go. Okay, so we're going to see how this goes. So it just says to dip your paintbrush in here. So I dipped it in, and we'll see how things go. So here's a closer up on how the paint's looking. I'm probably going to end up eventually coming back once it dries and put a second coat on so it'll cover it up good. But it's actually doing pretty good. I mean, chalk paint actually is sorbing in. It covers it up pretty good. You can still see the wood grain just a little bit once it's that little spot right there is dry. It's like a barn red, so it's going to look kind of blend. I want it kind of look like a rustic look, so I think it'll look great in my little workshop. It's nothing fancy, but it's just something to store my reef stuff in. So hopefully we'll see what it looks like when I get it all painted. So this is how much I got painted so far. This is the front painted. I still got to do this door, back and the front of the doors. I got the side painted. I got this side painted, which is kind of dark in here, so you can't really see that side's been painted. And then the back don't have to be painted. But as you can tell, it's a lot to paint. This is a big cabinet, and it's taken a long time. And I'm going to have to go back and do a second coat. You can see how this is about dried. And it's covered pretty good, but it would look better with a second coat. And I wish I had some more wood putty and fill that little crack in, because it about covered that hole up. If you remember where that big old hole where somebody drew a hole in, looks like maybe put some computer cables or something through, cords in. But it's about covered up. So it's not turning out too bad. Chalk paint's pretty good about painting. You can tell back here it's a little still wet, and I got to go over it a second time. You can tell it's not sorbing in as good, but it's doing great to be only one coat. And this is a big cabinet, so I think it's pretty good. So I still got a long ways to go and another 2 times to paint it, but it's looking better. It looks pretty good. Okay, so this is the final project. I just put the hardware handles back on. I'm going to close the door. So this is what it actually looks like. That's the finished product. I might go back and put a clear coat on it just to seal everything. But you can see everything turned out looking pretty good. First time ever using chalk paint. I think it turned out good.
this afternoon. I want to come here and try to take, the guy's supposed to be coming next week and paint this shop on the inside and out. But some of the last renters I had, they actually knocked a hole in the cinder block over here to run a vent line out for some reason, like I had a dryer or something here. They run a vent out right there. But I need to fill that hole in because this winter's gonna be cold coming in right there. And I've looked online and saw a lot of things you can do about trying to patch this hole and everything. And well, I gotta think about it. I got plenty of feed sacks at home. I need something to fill that hole up at the bottom and something up toward the top, because whatever I put in there is gonna fall down to the bottom. So I got plenty of feed sacks at home. I got some insulated foam from the barn that I had left over. So I'm gonna see if I can use that today to go ahead and fill this hole up, because I think once it's painted, it's gonna look kind of like cinder block anyway, and you won't be able to tell it. I just need to mainly get the hole filled up to keep all the air out. All right, so let's see how this is gonna work. I don't know how this is gonna work out. See if I can get this here to fit this hole up down to the bottom. And the hole up in the top, spider webs. Well, if nothing else, the hole's clogged up. And like I say, we can kind of smooth that back off. I may come back a little bit later on when it dries off and try to add more to the side. If I put much more in there now, it's gonna fall out of the hole. So I'm gonna leave it just like that for now and let it go ahead and set up on its own. So now let's go outside and see if we can do the back side. All right, let's see if we can put this other side up. All right, like I say, it ain't pretty right now, but once it dries, I can come back and cut that off. And but at least the hole's filled now. Won't be no more air, no heat coming out, no cold air coming in this winter. Well, I guess that's gonna wrap it up again for us here this weekend. We got a few things done. We got the old pump house done like I wanted to. Kim got her cabinet finished up like she wanted to finish up, and got a few more odds and ends done. The rye is starting to come up a little bit. Still haven't had any rain on it, but hopefully they call like we might get a little bit of rain tomorrow, and I hope we get a little bit, because it's already coming up some, and it's coming up pretty good with no rain. And on our little pump house thing, we did find the other vent cover. So it had fell out the back of the truck and fell in the yard, and Kim found it last night. She was getting the eggs up. So we got that put on, so the little pump house is all good to go. So again, I think we're gonna wrap it up this weekend. Gonna go there and try to get things ready for the start of this week coming up. We'll hope to see you again on the next video.